Thanks. Thanks, Hugo. I see you guys having fun. So I asked Hugo how long I have. He said, you can speak as long as you want, but we're starting dinner in 10 minutes. So I think you guys have already started, which is great. So I started thinking about what I could cover in about 10 minutes, right? I didn't want to bore you guys to death by another round of PowerPoint presentation, because that's what we've been doing since morning. So I sort of recollected what Winston Churchill had once said. If you give me 2 minutes to speak, I need about 2 weeks to prepare. But if you give me 2 hours to speak, I'm ready now. So I've got a very limited time. And because the compression is actually a challenge. Compressing the message and delivering that is actually a challenge. Unless, of course, you're a politician or a serial writer. Right? So I still remember, you know, I thought I'll just throw this challenge to the serial writers, maybe for the writers of Junoon or Kyonki, Saas Bhi, Kabhi, Bahuti, right? Because I think they will struggle, right? They will really struggle. They rather hang themselves to death than try to compress the message, because they are used to taking about 2 years to write something or deliver something that you could otherwise do in 2 minutes. So I grew up watching Junoon, right? So I was in my 8th standard, and I think it was Kitu Gidwani, she was pregnant. And when I graduated, she was still pregnant. So it's a challenge. Compression is definitely a challenge. So I started thinking about, if we had 2 minutes, what is that we can do in 2 minutes? I was devastated to learn that the one thing we could all comfortably deliver and be proud of in 2 minutes has been taken off the shelf. Maggi was a lifesaver in many ways. I mean, a lot of times I've just felt proud of cooking something, right? I don't know how to cook for nuts. So it's been a lifesaver. My heart goes out to all those retailers who have been involved in handling the crisis, taking Maggi off the shelf and managing the supply chain and so on, right? But Maggi incident goes to show how powerful today's consumers are. The customer can help build your brand, but obviously they can diminish your value of your brand, diminish your market value, your reputation overnight, not to mention the financial impact they can cause. So we all know that a customer is king. But how many of us do some analysis on the customers, right? So I'm just waiting to, I know you guys are dining and whining, so I'm just taking it slow so that you have the time to chit-chat among yourselves. I know it's a difficult job. That's why I'm trying to get all you guys together, but please wish me good luck. I almost feel like playing some songs. Do we have some songs where I can dance to grab their attention? Anyway, so going back to what I was trying to say, we all know customer is king. But how well do we know about our customers? Do we know their likes and dislikes, their behaviors, their buying patterns, and so on? I think the challenge you have is today the customers have multiple touch points to your business. They can walk into your store, they can shop online, web, kiosks, mobile, right? Different channels. So imagine, let's take a case of Julie. So Julie walks into, so let's say Julie buys a baby stroller online, and then a couple of weeks later she walks into your store and buys some other baby products, other baby essential products. Now obviously there are two touch points here. Now if you had the ability to consolidate these two different data streams, you would realize that Julie, the customer in question in those two touch points is Julie, and B, Julie has a baby. Now, if you were to perform deeper analysis into these different touch points and different data points and start analyzing her purchasing history, you would also realize that Julie has got a baby girl and the baby girl is 1 year old. Right? So once you have this information, you could be targeting, you could run meaningful, relevant campaigns targeted at Julie. Well, this is easier said than done because the data is sitting in multiple silos. So how do you combine these the data which is sitting in multiple different databases into a unified 360-degree view? Right? So that's a big challenge. Similar problem exists with the product data as well. The product data, product information is scattered across multiple databases within the organization with different attributes, perhaps with different pricing information as well. So as a retailer, you would immensely benefit if you were to centrally manage the product data. Right? So this is where we come in. Because one of the challenge you have is, as retailers, most of you would understand the need for creating a single customer view, need for creating a single view of product. But you wouldn't want to start because it's a very difficult journey. A, it's a very expensive journey. B, it takes a very long time to deliver the solution. Ladies and gentlemen, I just need 5 more minutes of your attention, please. I know it's the time of the day is not great for this talk. I appreciate that. But all I ask is for 5 more minutes and I'll be done and dusted. You'll never ever see me again. I would have done my sales pitch. I would hand it over to my colleagues and say bye to you guys, right? Thank you, it's getting better. If you maintain that 5 minutes of silence, this dinner is on me. I think it's already, by the way. Thank you guys, thank you. So I was talking about the challenge that you guys have as retailers in creating that single view of customer and single view of product to sort of run targeted, meaningful campaigns aimed at your customers. So some of you want to start on this journey, but you find it way too expensive. The ROI is not clear. The payback time